Now, the transfer window opens on Sunday. Arsenal are already close to making their first signing of the summer. They're edging closer to a deal for the Real Sociedad midfielder and former Liverpool target Martin Zubimendi. Our chief reporter, Kaveh Solokol, is here. This is an easy one to get over the line?
Well, I think Arsenal have put a lot of work into this deal. Look, Zubimendi is one of the best number sixes in the world. Lots of big clubs have been after him. Last summer, Liverpool tried very, very hard to sign him. Manchester City have been interested as a potential long-term replacement for Rodri. Clubs like Barcelona, Real Madrid have been in for him as well. But Arsenal, in the background, have been doing a lot of hard work. And we've basically known since January that the player himself had chosen to move to Arsenal this summer. Now, he's got a release clause in his contract at Real Sociedad, around £51 million. He feels very close to the club, his boyhood club. But I just think, without accusing Mikel Arteta of tapping anyone up, I just think Arsenal have presented something to him that is very difficult for him to turn down. And also, I think he really wants to work with Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta himself used to play for Real Sociedad. They both come from the same town as well. So I think he feels that Mikel Arteta is somebody who can help him develop and become an even better player. And I think, on paper, it is fantastic news for Arsenal fans because he's such a great player. If you remember in the final of the Euros, Spain, England in Berlin last summer, Rodri was injured. He replaced Rodri at half-time, came on in the second half. He looked absolutely brilliant. So I think it's a great bit of business for Arsenal. Obviously, all the paperwork needs to be completed. He needs to have his medical, but he will become an Arsenal player this summer.
Right, but every man and his dog is saying, hang on, they don't need a midfielder, they need a striker. Why haven't they prioritised a striker?
I think every man and his dog might be saying they need a striker, but every Arsenal fan will be saying we need a striker, but we need a midfielder as well. Because Jorginho is leaving. He announced that when his contract runs out next month, he will leave the club. We don't know what's going to be happening with Thomas Partey either, although Mikel Arteta has said he wants him to stay. But they do need a midfielder as well, and they're going to have a fabulous midfield next season. Odegaard, Declan Rice, Zubimendi. But you're right, they need a striker as well. They will sign a striker. They're in for players like Victor Gyökeres at Sporting, Benjamin Sesko at Leipzig. But those are big, big deals to do. I think they may take a little bit more time. But if you're an Arsenal fan or if you're one man and his dog watching this, relax, chillax, Arsenal will sign a striker.
We'll remember that. Let's talk.
And a very good striker as well.
Take a look at some of the transfer stories in this morning's newspapers. The Mirror are reporting that Arsenal are considering a move for Crystal Palace centre-back Marc Guehi. However, Arsenal want to tie down William Saliba to a new contract, which want to try to complicate the move. Meanwhile, the Stars say that Arsenal target Benjamin Sesko rejected a move to Al Hilal before yesterday's transfer deadline. And according to The Independent, RB Leipzig are holding firm on receiving the full release clause for Sesko, which is understood to be more than £65 million.
I've got some more breaking transfer news. This is coming from Sky in Germany, and specifically Florian Plettenberg, a very well-respected reporter. He says that Leroy Sane has verbally agreed a contract with Galatasaray. He has been linked with lots of Premier League clubs, as well as the thought that he might actually stay at Bayern Munich. However, he's verbally agreed a contract with Galatasaray, according to Sky in Germany. He's a free agent on July the 1st. He has been in discussions with Bayern Munich, and he was also offered 2 Premier League clubs. We know that he was offered to Arsenal and to Tottenham, but he's closing in on a move to the Turkish Super League, with final negotiations taking place in Istanbul as we speak. So Leroy Sane not coming back to the Premier League, not staying in the Bundesliga. Instead, he's going to Turkey with Galatasaray.